my friends. The night of the nights has come. The night of the nights. Open your heart and your mind. Move to the rhythm and dance into your own beautiful reality. Beautiful reality. Feel free and expect the unexpected.
Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, before I get into today's video, there is something I would like to just bring to the attention of my viewers and subscribers. On Friday morning, I happened to be on North Street in the vicinity of Kingston College. And when I looked over on the other side of the road, I saw these two ladies coming along with two beautiful little angels that they were taking to school. It seems like it was Carrier Day or something like that, and they were dressed up in carrier uniforms. And these two lovely little angels were dressed as police personnel. It was a girl and a boy. They seemed to be about 5 years old. And the way they were dressed was so pristinely beautiful that I walked over to the mothers and I said, "Mothers, hi, I see your babies. They are looking so beautiful. They are so well prepared. I would love to take a picture of them to put on my YouTube channel." I explained to them that I run a YouTube channel and so on and so forth. And that I was so overwhelmed by how they looked. And so I just wanted you guys to take a look at what I saw. And I took these two lovely photographs. The mothers really proudly allowed me to. And these are the pictures of those two beautiful little angels. Now, I would like to say this. For all you mothers who had taken the time to dress your little angels up for Career Day, I just want to say I am very, very proud of you. This shows the extent to which our Jamaican mothers can put effort into the growing and rearing and bringing up of their children. With mothers like these, bringing up children like these, there is hope for us in this country. One of those two mothers was called Natalia. And Natalia, I just want to big you up. And the other lady beside you, I didn't get her name. And I want to say to you and every mother in this country, I appreciate and respect your creativity, your commitment, your love, adoration, and dedication to your kids, to our future generation. I just want to big you up and say thank you. Now, moving on to today's topic. Yesterday, Friday, was the Vybz Kartel hearing into whether or not he would be retried. Now, I'm going to give you a bowl-by-bowl account of what happened. Well, not a bowl-by-bowl. I'm going to summarize it for you guys so you get the gist of how interplay of ideas went in the court. And to be frank with you guys, I thought that this would have been a 2-day hearing, but it turned out to be a 1 hell of a week hearing for 4 days, from Monday until yesterday, 5 days. I was also expecting to get a decision on the spot, but being not a court person, I didn't know that they would still have to go deliberate all of the elements of what had been discussed. First, let me tell you what the defense is saying in favor of the accused. They are saying that it is a breach of the human rights of the accused to have had them locked up for so many years and still have to retry them again after the Privy Council had also quashed the conviction. The defense also contended that with the kind of caseload that is now in the courts, it is highly unlikely that they would get retried until 2027. The reason being is that the system is fully booked up to the end of 2026. And therefore, since they are not even going to get bail and have them locked up all this time for another 3 years to try them at that time, it would not be, it would be a breach of their human rights. They are also saying that you should look at the expense of trying them again. And it had cost several millions of dollars to try them in the first place. And to try them again would be really, and to incur for the government or the country or taxpayers to incur that heavy expense again in an overclogged up justice system would be unfair. So there is also that economic and national point of view to look at. They also contended that even if we were to look at a time frame of 2027, in practice it might not even go through in 2027 because so far in the past 6 years, 2 cases have been sent back to the Court of Appeal by the Supreme Court for retrial, and not even a date had yet been set for those 2 proceedings which had been sent back 6 years ago. Therefore, the defense is saying, considering that those people have been sent back for retrial 6 years ago and still yet not even a date had been set, to even if we were to look at the possibility of a 2027, that would be highly unlikely. The defense also contended that the handwriting expert that they had used at the first trial is now dead. So they wouldn't be able to have him to come in to testify on behalf of the accused when it goes back to trial. And one of their sticking point too was that the people who had testified on behalf of the defense, a lot of them might not be available. They are not even sure that there will be the members who had testified on behalf of the prosecution would be available when a new trial occurred. And there is no guarantee that if we even keep them that long, that the people would be available to testify again. As more people might have dropped out of the system, have migrated, have died, or have simply lost interest in the case. Therefore, there would be no point going ahead. And finally, they said justice delayed is justice denied. So they said right now, while these men are languishing in jail, they have been denied justice. And that with the possibility of keep them in for so many years, an inordinate number of years to come, it would definitely be a question of their human rights being breached. Well, here is what the court now is contending on the question of a new court date being set. The court is saying, listen, I agree that we have a clogged up system right now and there could be delays. However, what we would do is to expedite this case, even if we have to put back another scheduled case in order to ensure that this case is resolved earliest. As a matter of fact, we would try to put it for next year. And therefore, we would eliminate the factor of their human rights being breached to any greater extent. On the question of the cost of a new trial, the court contended, listen, what price for justice? You can't put a price on justice. This is not about a dollar amount. This is about justice. Therefore, to contend that we will only serve justice if it costs a specific price, then we wouldn't be giving justice at all. So we would not consider the economy of it when we considering justice. In regards to the handwriting expert having died and would not be available, the court said this: all of the records that the handwriting expert had testified to at the trial can be brought back into court and it can be reused. So it's not like as if we would have lost all that testimony, because it can be brought back. At that time, the lawyers for the defense butt in and say, yeah, we could bring it back, but at the same time, we would not be able to see the person's body language, their movement, and sometimes, when you look at a person, instead of just looking at the words written down by them or quotations made by them, their body language can tell you a lot, and that would place the defense at a disadvantage because they wouldn't see the person, the individual in person. The court then contended, listen, the man did not spend any time on the stand. He spent just a matter of minutes, and the words and things that he had said was recorded, so they don't see how the people who might have not, the jury that might not have had any knowledge of forensic psychology would be able to factor in body language in their in any statement that was given by him. The court also said, listen, we have been back in touch with every single individual who had been involved in the original trial, and all have given a commitment to return when the new court date is set. Now, the three lawyers who will be judges, who will be deciding whether or not the matter goes for retrial or the men should be released. There are Justices Marva McDonald Bishop, Justice Paulette Williams, and Justice David Fraser. Now, all of those factors that were mentioned over the 5 days, those salient factors are the ones on which this case will be decided. But one of the critical things need to be looked at is the grounds on which the conviction was quashed. That is critical to the decision that will be taken next week. The court, the Privy Council specifically did not say jury tampering, even though it was jury tampering. Because had they said jury tampering, the defense could have filed a motion against the Privy Council in some shape or form to say it's prejudicial to their client, because it would only be the client who was involved in jury tampering. So on the safe side, the Privy Council said juror misconduct without naming names or even inferring where that jury tampering would have come from. It said juror misconduct. And like I said before, this was the only grounds on which the appeal was allowed. It never mentioned that any of the evidence given by anybody was faulty. Now, these legal minds who will be the arbitrators on this matter to make a decision, that is going to be foremost in their minds. And the second thing that's going to be foremost in their minds is that their evidence is so sound and everything is so well put together and usable that this time the case might be shorter and sweeter, considering that the prosecution has very little work to do and virtually no research or no evidence gathering will ever have to be done. All they have to do is take up the same book and fling it again, lick him and him cohorts them in them head with it a second time. Simple. Personally, I think that one of the things, or one of the main things these arbiters of justice are going to do would be to consider what case to put off and how to bring up this matter ASAP in 2026. And the court can do that. The court can do that. And remember, the members of the defense were trying to bring up his illnesses and the several complaints, but it just wasn't, that all of that was falling on deaf ears. Because in all frankness, you can't have a court that have a second crack at a case and have it 10 times easier second times around and then just throw it out. I'm not seeing that. And considering that somebody has jumped ship, which of course we won't know until such time as the court get the new information in which to form further defense strategies, things will seem normal and look to remain the same. So guys, just wait another few more days and we will know what is happening and the decision. But basically, the decision that they're going to take for me is a foregone conclusion. And I hope this decision is made in order to protect society from certain beasts that are capable of committing cold-blooded murder. Guys, thank you for visiting my channel. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.